Tony, who has Luna's yard. Here's Tony's question. Why don't I pin other people's resources? And she's meaning like pinning parties. My big slogan, I should have made a sign. Just say no to pinning parties. Okay, why don't I pin other people's resources? One, I don't know what quality those resources are. Two, where am I going to put them? My boards are all geared towards my audience, which is math teachers and TPT sellers. So if you have a science resource that has nothing to do with math or selling, not interested. If you have a reading resource that has nothing to do with math or selling, not interested. Okay, so they don't fit on my boards. I did pinning parties at the beginning. Okay, so I know exactly what they are. I know exactly what happens. One, I don't know the quality. Two, they don't fit on my boards. Three, I'm a rule follower, if you don't know that about me by now. So if the rules are you post and you pin everyone's resource on that posts on this thread, then I'm going to pin everyone's resource that posts on that thread. I'm going to go back multiple times and do that because I am a rule follower. But not everyone is. And so they'll start out just fine and dandy and they'll pin a couple. They're not necessarily pinning mine. Well, I did my part. Why aren't you doing your part? Okay, I think that was number 3. I always get lost when I do these. Number 4, do you know how much time it takes to do pinning parties? Have you sat down and timed this? Do you know what you could be doing with that amount of time? The return on investment, I keep using that a lot. You will see it initialized as ROI. The return on investment, not worth it. Not worth it at all. My time is worth more than 5 people pinning my product. It just is. You say, well, you get more audience that way. Nah, you really don't. So a lot of these pins, whatever number I'm on by now, I always lose track. A lot of these pins get dumped onto group boards. And what happens? Nothing. No one repins them. Okay? Pinterest has downplayed group boards for the last year, 2 years, I think. I lose track. So they're not worth it. And by golly, my group board, I have one group board that I own and I let people pin math things on, but it has also a rule that they're supposed to be pinning content as well. And people don't follow the rules. They dump pins there. They should not be dumping other people's pins there. I don't want junk on my board. And I'm not saying it's all junk, but I don't know. So no. It's a waste of time. Get a better pinning strategy. Whether you take my pinning course or you take someone else's pinning course or you just go do it yourself and find free information. I have blog posts about Pinterest. I've done Pinterest since the very beginning. I started Pinterest well before I started TPT. I used it for a different business. So get a better pinning strategy than pinning parties. So those are my real reasons. Everyone has to make their own decisions about their own store and what they do. I find it a huge time waster for me. Okay. All right. So there we are.